What if you had an extra $1 million in retirement? I know it sounds so crazy, but this is actually doable, so keep listening. When I first realized the formula I'm going to share with you in this video, I was blown away. Hi, my name is Camille Gaines. Welcome to Retire Certain. This channel is all about helping people maximize their skills, their passions, and their savings to create diversified income streams that build wealth and help them enjoy life with plenty of money. First, a little background on this topic. Most traditional retirement planning is a plan to withdraw 3% or 4% from your investment savings every year in retirement to live. That's to pay your bills. This amount is, of course, increased every year for inflation, or it wouldn't be enough. Let me give you an example. For a $1 million investment portfolio, the income would be $30,000 a year before considering taxes and inflation. And that's using a 3% withdrawal rate. I mentioned 3% or 4%. That equals about $2,500 a month to spend and live. Even though this is usually called income in retirement planning, this $2,500, it's not really income, right? The reality is that you're spending your hard-earned investment savings. But that's another video. I just wanted to clarify that because it's really not income. It's withdrawals from your investment savings. Now, let's say that what if you retired at say 58 years old and you're not getting Social Security yet, but you decided that you would go ahead and retire. You had some money saved, and you saw that $2,500 a month, you had say that you had $1 million, and you saw that $2,500 a month was not enough for you to live on, which, you know, for someone that saved $1 million, they probably would need more than $2,500 before considering inflation and taxes, if any, right? So say that this person decided that they would need to wing it and do something different and add a little income somehow as some sort of side gig, or say that they decided to do a little consulting on the side based on their background, their career expertise. Now, let's say in this example that they consulted 6 hours a week for $100 an hour, and they ended up making about $2,500 net income a month from working, you know, those minimal hours. Based on the retirement withdrawal method, having this $2,500 a month is like income. It's like having an extra $1 million to generate income in retirement. When we compare that or base that on the retirement withdrawal method. Now, let me explain that a little bit more. So the math that we use is sort of like what we just used, but we're going to reverse it. So if we say 2,500 times 12, 2,500 a month times 12 months, that's $30,000 a year. And then we're going to divide that by 0.03 because we were looking at the amount of money you get from retirement withdrawals in a 3% a year, right? So we're going to take that, again, we're going to take that income, that extra income this consultant made, and we're going to divide that by 3%. That tells us that comes out to $1 million. And that tells us that someone would have $1 million, and if they use the 3% rule, that would generate for them retirement withdrawals, which is also called retirement income, but it's not really, of $30,000 a year or $2,500 a month. I hope this makes sense. It's huge because what it says basically is if you haven't saved enough money in retirement, like the overwhelming majority of the population, you can generate extra income streams in, gosh, so many different ways now to make a significant impact on having funds for life. Now, I can already see it in the comments below, right? I get nasty comments sometimes. So yes, there are some major trade-offs from simply withdrawing your money. Like it takes more time to do consulting one-on-one, especially, than it does to simply withdraw your money. There's work and there's time and effort involved. But where there are trade-offs, there are also many benefits. Like something like consulting based on career expertise can really make someone who is in retirement feel valued again, feel like their information, their expertise is of value to others. It can build confidence, and it can also provide financial security simply because you've stayed marketable, right? And, you know, the next thing is that most people, you know, they feel like, well, this is work. When I retire, I want to retire. Yeah, but Been there, done that. You know, it gets kind of boring, really, and a lot of people really miss the brain stimulation after they've been retired, even just a few months. So, working part time, something like consulting or some other type of income, side gig can really, really have some benefits from a lifestyle standpoint. Been there, done that, like I said. Let's look at Warren Buffett, for example. He's just such an inspiration to all of us. He's not sitting around resting on his laurels, playing, crossword puzzles to make sure his mind keeps, stimulated. He's analyzing investments and running his company. So, there's a lot of good around this besides, the time that you have to spend in doing it. And the other thing is that the income that you get, it's not like you really have that $1 million sitting there, right? You're getting the $2,500 because you're doing it, you're trading a service for it. The $1 million is not sitting there in addition to the million the guy already had saved. But what if you invested rather, that money into either income generating assets, or if you invest it in the stock market with good timing, you could have another $1 million absolutely over the years by the time that money compounded and grew. So that's an added benefit to doing something like this. Now, there are, of course, also really big unexpected and unforeseen upsides to things like simply starting a little consulting gig. An example might be that you decide to build a website and you offer a digital course offering the same thing that you're offering your consulting clients, or maybe you do a virtual consulting group, or you could start a some sort of product or service to offer to your consulting clients when you get out there and see what they want. Another thing that can happen from this as a result that can significantly increase your wealth after retirement is that you could get set up on LinkedIn and attract high-paying businesses that pay double or triple your rate that you would charge an individual for consulting. Does this all sound crazy? Is it like, yeah, Camille, sure. Well, guess what? We did all this stuff that I'm talking about. We didn't know we were going to do it all. We just ended up doing it all. And we're really not that smart. So, in other words, if we can do it, anybody can do it. So later on, we figure we can ease into something less demanding than, consulting, or we run our online businesses and we have real estate, and now here I am doing this video. Later on, we can do something a little more passive, or we can, live off retirement withdrawals completely when we're older, maybe in our 80s. That is appealing to us, but it really gives you a lot of flexibility when you can look at this model and see that, wow, if I generate an extra $1,000 a month, or $2,000, or in the example we looked at, $2,500 a month, I can significantly change, the result of my retirement savings from where I am now. So that's what I really wanted to reflect. Now, leave in the comments below how you might be able to generate an extra, $1,000, $2,000 a month income. I'd love to hear from you. Celebrate your victories along the way. You don't have to start with the highest amount. And, set some goal, though, to work toward, and celebrate the victory when you reach that. For more on how to make extra money, watch this video. In the meantime, build wealth, create income streams, and enjoy life.